I dreaded heading into work each day. The sights, sounds, and smells of any animal processing facility are more than enough for a teenager to get used to. But that's the reality of the large-scale animal farming industry across the United States, which feeds the nation as well as many people around the world. And it's important to note that in poultry processing facilities, fully 1/3 of the day is spent sanitizing every inch of the plant. There are so many aspects of a chicken plant that are different from your average 9-to-5 job. Besides the sanitizing, there are a number of other precautions you have to take. If you are going to be anywhere on the processing floor, you have to wear rubber shoe covers or boots, hair and beard nets, safety goggles, a uniform overcoat, gloves, and hearing protection. One of the other most important aspects of working with chicken at a processing plant is making sure that the birds aren't stressed. A panicked chicken releases lactic acid into its system, which pulls in the muscles and causes tougher cuts of meat. Also, it's just more humane for the birds to be kept as calm as possible. As a result, in the room where the live chickens are loaded onto the line, the only light source is one red bulb. This helps make the birds a little more relaxed and calm. It is a pretty small space, and with the darkness broken by only 1 or 2 red light bulbs, it actually looks a lot like an old-school darkroom or the inside of a nuclear sub. Either would have been preferable to me. If I worked the morning shift from 7 to 3, I'd peek in before I left at Price and Peyton's Sleeping Inn. Carefree 12-year-olds on summer break, and think, you have no idea how good you have it right now. If I worked second shift, I'd get home late at night, exhausted, and with the scent of hard work clinging to every hair and every inch of skin on my body. After each shift, I would scrub it off as best as I could in the shower, and then stare at my brothers running around, full of energy or complaining about some little thing. And in all my 18 years of wisdom, I would shake my head and think, just you wait a few summers until Dad makes y'all do this too. As awful as I thought that job was, I developed a whole new appreciation for not only the value, but also the importance of hard work. I had always been taught that the way you apply yourself to your job is a reflection of your character, and my parents were insistent that there is no such thing as being too good for any kind of honest employment. But my time at the poultry processing facility forced me to appreciate the real and often invisible work that people do to deliver food to grocery stores and dinner tables. Many of us think our food comes from the grocery store. I can assure you it does not. It was sobering for me to realize firsthand how many hard-working people do a job that allows us to grab food at the store without giving a second thought to how it got there. I didn't enjoy the work, but I did love the people and the satisfying exhaustion at the end of each day. It reminded me of when I played sports, how tired I felt after a long practice. I loved the perspective it gave me, working alongside people I might never have met otherwise. And truth be known, I loved knowing that the summer job was eventually going to end. I also gained an important mentor in my supervisor, Rodney Taylor. He was in charge of sanitation for the plant, and a leader like none I had ever met before. He was rough around the edges, authentic. He rolled up his sleeves and worked alongside his team whenever an extra set of hands was needed. He wasn't above grime or hard work. Since workers at the plant were from various walks of life, he learned to relate to his people in order to be able to communicate effectively with them, rather than getting frustrated at the differences in everyone's backgrounds. He believed that his workers would respect him more if he was able to connect with them directly. He also believed that they could do their own jobs more efficiently if they weren't afraid to ask him for clarification. He regularly checked in with all of us to see how things were going in our lives and how we were doing. If someone made a mistake, there was just as much focus on fixing the problem or gaining a new skill or knowledge as there was on the mistake itself. If something needed doing, he was there doing it or willing to help whoever was. The harder the job, the more it seemed to energize him. He was also the most creative swearer I had ever met, and to any teenage boy, no matter how straight-laced, that is impressive. Most inspiring to me, though, was the fact that he always put himself second and made sure that his workers were taken care of first.